Hi guys, Riddler here. How you all doing? Hope you're all been very well. This is Xbox 360, this is Forza 3. The reason I'm doing this video is because when I was playing this and I was racing on the Le Mans track, I wonder how they kind of compare if you were to put them side by side. Would the tracks be exactly the same? How long would it take to get round if you used the same car? You know, is it the same length in miles or kilometres? So I thought I'd do a little comparison video. And I'm going to be playing over 3 different games. I've got the Forza 3 version on the Xbox 360, Gran Turismo 4 on the Sony PlayStation 2, and old school Sega Dreamcast, Le Mans 24 hours. So I'm going to do a lap each. I'm going to judge how long it takes to get around each lap. I'm going to start with the Sega Dreamcast, Le Mans 24. So hope you enjoy it, guys. Take a look, and yeah, I'll see you a bit later. Okay, going for the Sega Dreamcast version first. Gone for the McLaren F1 GT car. I'm going to try and keep the cars as similar as possible, just so we can get a fair test. Now this track is marked in this game as 13.605 kilometres in length. So we're going to see how quick we can get around it in that time with this car. Going through the Dunlop curves here and the Dunlop chicane. Heading down into the Tetra Rouge. The controls in this Dreamcast version are really smooth, beautiful. Comparing it to the Xbox version, which are more, I feel, a bit more jerky. This is much more of an arcade racer. So the controls are much smoother. Okay, so we're heading down now. This is the Mulsanne Straight. Now this is the longest part of the game, part of the track. So you can get your speeds up to about 300 kilometers an hour down here. Coming up to the first little bend in the track. Slow right down to that. And off we go. Second half of the straight. And that'll take us down into Mulsanne. Alright, we're at 137 right now. Not doing too bad. We can get up to about 300 kilometers an hour just before we brake for the next corner. Slow right down for this one. I like the Dreamcast version because it's, as well as the controls being very nice and smooth, the graphics are still really great at the time. And it's got great little pulsing kind of techno music, nice beat to it. I wouldn't say this game is dated at all. I mean, it still feels and looks really good. Okay, now we're going to head down to the Indianapolis Arnage. This is the second longest straight in the game. The fastest part of the track even. Whoops. Now you can see the top screen, top right corner of the screen, it's got a goal lap record time of about 3 minutes 30. Now I'm not going to make that myself. I'm going to average around 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes. That's how long I'm expected to get around this track with this car. So hopefully, basically, the point of this, if it's actually quite accurate in both in all the versions I'm playing, I will average around about the 4 minute mark around the track in this kind of car, McLaren. Okay, that's the Ford curves. We should be getting up to the finish line soon. Oh, whoops. Alright, so we're on 4 minutes 20, okay. And that's it. That's one lap of Dreamcast Le Mans. Okay, this is the Xbox 360 version. This is Forza 3, and this is the Le Mans track. Again, I've picked the McLaren GTR, so we're going to get around and see how fast we can get around and how it compares. Now again, we start off at the Dunlop curves. And through the Dunlop chicane over to the Dunlop chicane down there. Now this track is reportedly about 8.48 miles on Forza 3, which roughly translates to 13.64 kilometres, which is slightly over what the Dreamcast reports it to be. There are two versions of the track on the Forza 3 game, but this is the same one. This is the same one as the Dreamcast version. So we're heading down the Mulsanne Straight now. We're up to the first bend. Now, as you can see around this, you can see there's more trees and things around this version. So there must have grown a few more trees in the time it takes to come out. The scenery is pretty much similar though, with everything else. And being more of a simulation game, this is it's a bit more tricky to control. It's not as smooth as an arcade game as the Dreamcast version is. Okay, coming up to that tight bend. Now, that's Mulsanne, heading down now towards Indianapolis Arnage. Now I think my Dreamcast time was about 4 minutes 20 something. And I think I average on this version about 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes. So for a reportedly slightly bigger track, it's I'll take less time, but maybe the car's better. It's a similar car though. There's a great mix of music on this version as well. Lots of drum and bass, lots of rock. Really gets you in the mood for racing. I love it. I love this version. I think these are Porsche bends here now we're going through. Now we're heading up to the Ford chicanes, and this is just the final part before the finish line. Acceleration and across the line. Okay, so this is a PlayStation 2 version. This is the Le Mans track, and this is Gran Turismo 4. As you can see, I'm not driving the McLaren F1 simply because this happened. Oh, what? Not for sale? So off we go. Anyway, on the start, I'm driving a Lister Storm, and here we are, starting on the Dunlop curves. Someone spun out already, couldn't handle the pace. The visuals for this version, although more realistic, they seem a bit kind of darker, and I think, probably to be honest, I would say I probably prefer the Dreamcast version to this. Even though this is a Gran Turismo title, it doesn't really look as well as I remember it looking. Anyway, we're heading down into the straight. Braking. Around the first bend, and for the second half of the Mulsanne straight there, down into Mulsanne now. 1 minute 30. Bit of cheesy rock music playing in the background, don't know if you can hear that. Oh, brake. You missed the turn there. It'll be interesting to see which track is the winner, which track I can complete the fastest. So far it seems to be Xbox Forza 3. We'll see what we get for this track here. I don't remember those power lines being there in the other versions. Alright, heading down into Indianapolis Arnage now. Okay, last tight bend, and we'll head up towards a bit of a straight now, and up to the Porsche bends, Porsche curves, I should say. What are we on? 3 minutes 38. Whoa, bit wobbly there. Oh, I missed that part before. Oh dear. That bit of the track always seems to get me. Last part of the Ford chicanes, and over the finish line. And that's it. 4 minutes 30.